film looks, and we're talking Modelo today on Shots with Shots. Welcome to Shots with Shots. I am Yeager, and this day on Shots with Shots, on this day, as if it's some kind of history thing that we're documenting, and on this day, I spoke of Modelo beer. First brewed in 1925. It's like having my cheat sheets right here on the label. I can simply read it. And it's Especial. I probably should have did the Negra Modelo review because there are quite a few ignorant ones of those on YouTube from folks who were not really qualified to talk about anything Mexican related nor anything closely related to the word Negra. That was tough sledding. But we will focus on what is in my hand today right now. This is, according to my Wikipedia notes, the number 2 imported beer in the US by case sales, selling 22.9 cases annually. Therefore, I'm not the only person who's downing these beers right here. I've seen the people at the bar pull it off using my trusty Jägermeister bottle opener, which that's not gonna focus. I don't really use autofocus because the camera hunts and all that stuff. I don't really do that. It's trying to get this top off. Now, it's really not that hard. You could come through here and just do a little deal like that, but I prefer to be messy and treat it like a champagne and just really try to get this full top off. Wait a minute. Okay, progress. I'm making progress. Yeah, there's a little bit of residue there because it was in water and got cold and stuff. As Renegade runs up behind me, here, Rennie, put this in the refrigerator for me. It's gonna be a really good drink once I pour it into a cup. And that is all I've got to say pretty much about Modelo Especial. Highly do recommend it. Let's talk a little bit about this thing known as film looks right now. Transition to another part of the yard here. I discovered a little dilemma when trying to make this video. How do I get the film look? That was a big thing on the pages of YouTube. This is where I would insert YouTube clips or pages from the early 2010s. What is this decade even called? I don't know. The film look can mean a lot of things. It can mean that you get depth with the lens, S-curves to get that soft look in the black shadow area of pictures, or is it that you're just trying to get the 24 frames per second frame rate? And really, you can dial in specific film stock nowadays using LUTs. What I did for the YeagerShots Vlog 14 story that I knew was not really going to go anywhere further than Instagram stories and Snapchat stories was do sort of a film look, but make it to fit in a 9x16 to go onto a phone, which if you're looking to do a film look for 8mm, 16mm, or even mimic 35 using a digital camera, that's sort of a different thing. You can literally say, well, this camera wouldn't look like this one wouldn't have this thing, and it can all still be a film look. So today, we're going down with the film look that I did specifically for that story, and one I did for the intro that you saw on this episode of Shots with Shots. Here we are inside of Adobe Premiere Pro. I haven't updated to 2019 yet, so this is still 2018 version. It does not matter really at all as long as it's a later version. Right now I'm putting some markers down by pressing M to see where I want to try to do some speed ramping, and you just go in here, right click, go to time remapping, and then click speed, and voila, speed ramping. It's just a technique. I just kind of thrown it in here to sort of speed this up some. Press the P key to get the pen tool up, and you'll be able to put down the point markers where you want it to speed up. And I just kind of freehanded this. I didn't really have a place picked out that I specifically wanted it to go. Didn't use the LUT, a digital film action geochart. Actually, PremiumBeat.com has a lot of these free assets, such as overlays and things like we're using here today. Next thing you got to do is get it the right shape. I cut it off there just by cutting it with the blade tool. I'm going to use a blend mode. The deal with the blend modes are you have the lighter ones, you have your darker ones, you have the in-betweens, and you have the sort of ones that give you a wonky, wacky picture that you may or may not ever use when using blend modes. I'm just going through them right here because I need to find one that I feel fits this project the most, and it's just a feeling out thing, and I rarely remember exactly which one could fit. I know the lighter pixels, darker pixels on the blend mode will react to the image that you're applying it on top of. So instead of keeping all that in my head, because I use them so sparsely, I will just have to break down here like I'm doing right now and just find the one that fits this particular project, and this is what I've gone with. Got 2 blend modes right here layered on, and we're gonna go with a 3rd one. What I'm gonna do here is just cut it up, so I'm just trying to add some variety here inside of these blend modes. And the 4th one, same thing, a little bit of variety in the looks. It makes it look a little bit more complex, for lack of a better word, than it actually is for a blend mode, but it's just a stylized thing. It's just the grungy look, and I'm adjusting the opacity of it because you can lower it, and also keyframe it to let those modes blend in, and even more on top of the blending mode. So I'll start it probably around 0, let it come in, go to 19, and so it's not competing, completely overpowering the blending modes underneath all of those layers of blending modes. Hopefully that makes sense and you can follow the stacking process I'm doing. That's pretty much all that it is. I'm gonna nest this clip together to make it one thing to work on. The reason I'm gonna do that is because I'm going to do a crop on the edges to go with that semi-reminiscent of a 8mm look, and we're gonna soften those edges like so to create that crop. For a YS Story 14 video was shoot it to go right on the phone. One of the things I did was just simply do an in-camera transition effect, and you can do this with cell phones too. You just turn it one way. The ocean starts off kind of in the background at one angle, and then we turn it to level it up and bring her into focus. Old Mackie Pack here, and that's all there is to that effect. One final note about Modelo: it is called Modelo as in the model beer, which gives me an unfunny joke because I do tend to like to photograph the bottles. So yeah, it was an unfunny joke. It's one of those just kind of makes you go, huh. But if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to never miss a shot from YeagerShots.com.